I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of Numbers, chapter 7. So let's focus on verses 6 through 9. So Moses took the carts and oxen, and he gave them to the Levites. He gave the Gershonites 2 carts and 4 oxen, and he gave the Merarites 2 carts and 8 oxen, corresponding to their service, under the direction of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. He did not give any to the Kohathites, since their responsibility was service related to the holy objects carried on their shoulders. Numbers chapter 7, verses 6 through 9. There are many different tasks involved in running a church. And it's not all preaching and Bible study, Whenever a church grows, so do the tasks that accompany the ministry. And one day I was working for a church in California, and I arrived to work only to find one of our church maintenance guys was repairing the lock on my office door. Apparently vandals had squirted super glue into several locks on campus, and there was one of mine. So there I was waiting on the lock to be repaired because my locksmith skills are really poor. And that's when it hit me, how specialized that our church had become. Each church employee and every volunteer has a specific task, and often they need specialized tools. It doesn't make sense to give the janitors laptop computers, although I'm sure they'd like one. And it doesn't make sense to give socket wrenches to the teaching staff. We give our staffers what they need to accomplish their specific tasks which they were hired to do. And on the day that Moses dedicated the temple, the tribal leaders donated 6 carts and 12 oxen for the service of the tabernacle. And the Levites divided the items among themselves, except for Aaron's family, the Kohathites. And why is that? Because the Kohathites were not allowed to put the items that they had to tote on carts. They were to carry the holy objects on their shoulders, literally shouldering the burden of ministry. And now it seems really inefficient to carry things when you have free carts and oxen hanging around. So why would God not allow them this labor-saving gift? Perhaps it's because the most holy things in our lives must also be the most personal things. And some ministry tasks can be accomplished with time-saving gadgets. But the most important task, which is our efforts toward discipleship through personal interaction with God, well, those have to be done on our own. For instance, you can Google the answers to most Bible questions, but that's not a substitute for time spent with the Holy Spirit through personal Bible study, at least to the extent that you simply know the answers because you know God and His Word personally. You see the difference? God is involved in the process more than He is involved in the product, or at least as much. And it seems that our culture is more interested in knowing God's guidance than it's interested in getting to know the guide Himself. And I love hearing great preaching and reading Bible commentaries, but nobody else can pray the prayers God has laid aside for me to pray, or read the Bible on my behalf. I must shoulder those responsibilities myself, and so must you, because there are simply some things which cannot be carted along by labor-saving devices. Furthermore, it's our personal dedication to the Lord which will carry the gospel. No TV program or hit song or Hollywood blockbuster film made by Christians will impact the lives of those who were closest to you more than the testimony of your personal dedication to God, or lack thereof. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.